Brahma is considered the creator in the Trimurti, the holy trinity of Hinduism, which also includes Vishnu and Shiva. In the Trimurti, Brahma is the Srishti Karta, the creator, Vishnu is the Sthiti Karta, the preserver, and Shiva is the Samhara Karta, the destroyer. These three deities work in harmony, each with a distinct cosmic function. Brahma is responsible for creating life, matter, time, and space. His work begins at the dawn of creation and ends when the universe dissolves, after which he too becomes dormant until the next cycle begins. He is often depicted with four heads, each facing a different direction, symbolizing his all-encompassing knowledge. He is usually with four arms, holding a Veda, a water pot called kamandalu, a rosary called akshamala, and a lotus. He rides a swan called Hamsa, which represents wisdom and the ability to discern right from wrong. Brahma is responsible for the act of creation in the universe. It is he who manifests the physical world and all life forms within it at the beginning of a cosmic cycle or kalpa. When Vishnu maintains the balance of the universe and Shiva dissolves it at the end of each cycle, it is Brahma who brings it into being. He symbolizes knowledge, creative power, and the emergence of existence from the unmanifested. He is most famous for composing the Vedas and imparting knowledge to sages and beings during the early formation of the cosmos. In many texts, he is also considered the first being to appear after the universe emerged from the state of cosmic rest or pralaya. As per the Hindu cycle of time, a single day of Lord Brahma is known as a kalpa, and it lasts 4.32 billion human years. During the day, Brahma creates the universe, bringing forth beings, elements, and worlds. Just like his day, Brahma's night, called Pralaya, is also 4.32 billion human years. During this time, the universe dissolves. Creation is withdrawn, beings enter rest, and only a subtle, unmanifested state remains. This is not complete destruction, but a pause or rest phase called Nemitika Pralaya. A complete day and a complete night of Brahma is 8.64 billion human years. This is one full cycle of creation and dissolution. In the vast and cyclic worldview of the Hindu philosophy, Brahma is not one eternal being, but rather a title or a role, much like a cosmic post or position in the grand order of the universe. In every kalpa or cycle of creation, a new Brahma is born, performs the act of creation, and eventually dissolves when his lifespan ends. This means there have been countless Brahmas before, and there will be countless Brahmas after. Each one exists only for the duration of one cosmic lifespan, which is 100 Brahma years. The current Brahma we speak is just one in an infinite series of creators who come and go with the rhythm of the universe. One of the most profound moments is found in the Srimad Bhagavatam. When Lord Krishna was on earth, Brahma of this universe came to see him. Krishna welcomed him kindly, but then Krishna summoned thousands of other Brahmas, each more magnificent and multi-headed than the last, some with 10, some 100, 1,000, or even million heads. The current Brahma was shocked to realize that he was just one among infinite others, and not the ultimate as he had imagined. This story emphasizes that Brahma is a cosmic role, not a singular god. The origin of Brahma is described in multiple ways across different texts. The most popular version is this: at the beginning of time, there was only a vast, dark ocean of cosmic energy. From this ocean emerged a golden cosmic egg known as Hiranyagarbha, the golden womb. When the egg split, Brahma emerged from it as the first being. In other texts, Brahma is said to have emerged from a lotus that grew from Lord Vishnu's navel, while Vishnu was in deep cosmic slumber on the serpent Ananta in the great ocean. This lotus birth shows that Vishnu is the eternal base and Brahma is the force of manifestation. Confused and unaware of his origin, Brahma meditated for millions of years and was finally given the knowledge of creation and the purpose of his existence by Vishnu. Thus began his role as the creator. However, in the Devi Bhagavad Puran and other Shakta texts, it is said that goddess Adi Shakti, the eternal formless, infinite energy, existed before all things. When the time for creation arrived, Adi Shakti decided to bring the universe into being. From her arose the three primary energies needed to create and govern the cosmos. From her left eye came a fierce red flame that took the form of Brahma, the creator, full of rajas, the quality of activity and passion. From her right eye, a cool blue flame emerged and formed Vishnu, the preserver, full of sattva, the quality of balance and harmony. And from her third eye, in the center of her forehead, a white hot flame emerged as Shiva, the destroyer, filled with tamas, the quality of inertia and transformation. She then assigned each god a role. Brahma was given the task of creating the worlds and all living beings. Vishnu was tasked with preserving the created world and maintaining order, and Shiva was assigned the role of destroying the creation when its time had come, so that the cycle could begin again. In the Bhagavad Puran and some Smriti texts, it is said that as Brahma began the process of creation, he realized he needed knowledge to give structure and intelligence to his creation. So he created Shatarupa, the first woman from his own body, to help populate the world. In some accounts, she emerged from his mouth. Shatarupa, also commonly known as Saraswati, was the goddess of wisdom, knowledge, music and arts, and was born from Brahma himself. So enchanted was Brahma with Saraswati's beauty and brilliance that he wished to be close to her in all directions. Upon creating her, he became so enchanted by her beauty that he could not take his eyes off her. Wherever she moved, Brahma developed new heads to look at her. She moved in all directions, and so Brahma sprouted 4 heads to follow her. When she flew upward to escape his gaze, he created a 5th head on top. When Brahma, out of his desire and obsession, kept looking at Saraswati in all directions, even creating a 5th head to follow her upward, Saraswati became uncomfortable. In some versions, she rebuked him for his unrestrained desire and cursed him. The curse was that, although he was the creator, he would not be worshipped by humans in the same way as Vishnu or Shiva would be. However, in other versions, seeing Brahma lose control over his desires, Shiva became enraged. Shiva cut off his 5th head and cursed Brahma that he would no longer be worshipped like Vishnu or himself. In all versions, eventually, Saraswati accepted Brahma as her consort, and their union symbolized the coming together of knowledge, which is Saraswati, and the creative power, Brahma, both essential for the act of creation. One version of the story involves a complex triangle between Brahma, Saraswati, and Gayatri. During a grand yajna, Saraswati, who was supposed to sit beside Brahma as his wife and partner in the ritual, was delayed. According to the rules, the ritual could not begin without a consort seated by the yajna performer. Impatient, Brahma married another woman instantly, Gayatri, a manifestation of divine knowledge, so that the ritual could begin. Saraswati arrived later and was furious at what had happened. She cursed Brahma that he would not be worshipped on earth like Shiva or Vishnu. Brahma is credited with creating the Vedas, the 4-faced representation of his mastery over Rig, Sam, Yajur and Atharva Vedas. He also created the Saptarishis or the 7 sages to help spread dharma and guide humanity. These sages include Atri, Bhrigu, Kutsa, Vasishtha, Gautama, Kashyap, and Bharadwaj. The act of creating rishis and sacred knowledge shows that Brahma's work wasn't just material creation but also spiritual foundations. According to Manusmriti and the Bhagavad Puran, Brahma created Manu, the progenitor of mankind. When a great deluge was about to destroy the world, Vishnu took the form of Matsya, a fish, and instructed Vaivasvata Manu, the son of the sun god Surya, to save the seeds of life. According to some traditions, Brahma had gone into deep sleep, and during this time, chaos took over the universe. This tale hints that even Brahma's rest can trigger dissolution, and other deities like Vishnu intervene to restore its balance. In the early days of the universe, during the age known as Satyayuga, the cosmic order had just begun to unfold. The three great forms of divinity, Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the transformer, were each engaged in their sacred roles. Among them, Brahma had been given the task of bringing existence into being. With the power of thought and divine will, Brahma had created countless worlds. He gave form to gods, demons, humans, animals, plants, and even time itself. From his four faces emerged the sacred Vedas, and every direction echoed with the mantras that flowed from his mouth. In his eyes, he was the origin of all that existed, a being unmatched, the very source of creation. As ages passed, this immense creative power slowly gave rise to a subtle pride. A quiet arrogance began to take root in his head. He began to see himself not just as the creator, but as the supreme force, greater even than those who preserved or transformed his work. One day, the celestial sage Narad visited Brahma in his shining abode of Brahmalok. Narad, wise and deeply spiritual, had just returned from Vaikuntha, the luminous realm of Lord Vishnu. Though respectful in manner, his words spoke of the glory, peace, and the unmatched spiritual radiance of Vishnu's domain. He described the compassion and vastness of Vishnu's being, qualities that deeply stirred something within Brahma. Pride, already simmering, now turned defensive. A sense of rivalry began to awaken in Brahma's heart. He reflected on his own achievements, the Vedas, the gods, the very world, and questioned why anyone else, or even Vishnu, should be praised above him. He began to believe that the act of creation was of the highest of all divine tasks, greater than preservation or destruction. That night, as Brahma sat in deep meditation, something unusual began to unfold. Slowly, he started forgetting the very names of the gods he had created. The verses of the Vedas ceased to emerge from his mouth. The mantras that had once flowed effortlessly now broke into stutters. Confusion gripped him. Soon, the divine beings and the elements he had brought into existence began to vanish. The rishis, celestial creatures, even the stars of his realm, one by one, they disappeared. Brahmalok, once vibrant and full of life, began to fall silent and empty. Brahma was overwhelmed with fear. For the first time, he felt powerless in the face of his own unraveling creation. He could not understand why everything he had brought to life was fading into nothingness. Then, amidst this chaos, Lord Vishnu appeared in radiant form, calm and compassionate. In Vishnu's presence, the panic within Brahma dissolved into realization. The dissolving of his world was not an illusion, it was a reflection of a deeper truth. Creation, Vishnu revealed, could only thrive when rooted in humility. The moment pride enters, the harmony of the cosmos begins to fall apart. Brahma had mistaken his role for supremacy. But the universe is not sustained by ego, it is balanced by dharma, the eternal law. Vishnu reminded him that no part of the divine is greater or lesser. Without transformation, creation would stagnate. Without preservation, creation would crumble. The three forms, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, exist together, not in rivalry, but in balance. Humbled, Brahma bowed inwardly. He saw clearly now that his creations were never for his own glory. They were not extensions of his ego, but expressions of the divine will. He had been chosen as a channel, not as a ruler. With this awakening, Vishnu restored what had been lost. The Vedas returned to Brahma's mouth. The celestial sages, gods, and realms of existence were once again visible. But Brahma himself was changed forever. He now sat in silent meditation, not with the pride of a creator, but with the humility of a servant to cosmic law. His wisdom had deepened, and his heart, once filled with the weight of ego, now beat with gratitude and surrender. And so the Creator learned that the true greatness lies not in making the universe, but in understanding one's place within it. There is also a very famous story from the Shiva Puran. Once, Brahma and Vishnu were arguing about who was the supreme god. Their dispute became so heated that Lord Shiva appeared as an infinite pillar of fire called the Jyotirling and challenged them to find either the top or bottom of it. Vishnu turned into a boar and dug downward. Brahma flew upward on his swan. After thousands of years of being unable to find the end of the pillar, Vishnu eventually accepted defeat. But Brahma, not finding the top, lied. He said he saw the end and brought a ketaki flower as a false witness. Shiva, furious at Brahma's lie, punished him, saying that from today you shall not be worshipped in temples as I or Vishnu are. This is one of the stories which explains why Brahma has very few temples. Brahma's importance in Hindu tradition has diminished over time, primarily due to his perceived inactivity after completing the creation, his flawed portrayal in the Puranas, and the rise of more actively worshipped deities like Vishnu and Shiva. Furthermore, curses and the lack of a widespread cult dedicated to Brahma have contributed to his decline in popularity. However, Brahma does have temples, most notably the famous Brahma temple in Pushkar, Rajasthan, and a few in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Cambodia.